if the light ray is going along this direction, okay, along this line, then this is the pole, this point is the pole, suppose this is O. Okay, now we have to construct the half period zone around this point. We always construct half period zone around the pole. So this is first half period zone, this is first half period zone, this is second half period zone, this is third, fourth, and so on. Similarly, downward direction. Okay, if we have to find the intensity or amplitude at this point, this is the pole, and for this is first half period zone, this is second half period zone, this is third, and so on. Now this first and second half period zone are obstructed by this obstacle. Okay, obstructed by this obstacle, then we have the effective amplitude at this point. Suppose this is A, effective amplitude at this point is first and second half period zone are obstructed, cut off by this obstacle, then we have remaining half period zones are A3, okay, minus A4 plus A5 minus A6 and so on. Okay, the resultant amplitude is A3 by 2. If only one half period zone, suppose this is the point Q triple dash. Okay, we have to find the intensity distribution at this point. Then if we draw this line as okay, this. Now the pole is this point is the pole. Okay, in this case this is the pole, and in this case this is the pole. Now we have to construct the half period zone around this point. Now suppose this is the first half period zone, okay, this is second, this is third, and so on. Now we can see clearly the obstructed half period zone is only one half period zone is obstructed. So at point Q double dash is this point, Q triple dash, sorry, at this point the amplitude, effective amplitude will be, first half period zone is cut off. We have to start from A2 minus A3 plus A4 minus A5 and so on, and the resultant will be A2 by 2. Okay, or if we go in the downward direction, suppose this is A4. Okay, suppose this is A4. If we draw line here like this, now this is the pole. We have to draw half period zone around this point. This is first half period zone, second, third. Now the obstructed half period zone are much more. Okay, more than 2. In this case obstructed half period zone are 2. In this case obstructed half period zone is 1, 2, maybe there are 3, 4, 5, 6, and we know the amplitude of A2 is less than A1, A3 is less than A2, and so on. So continuously decreasing, amplitude will be decreasing, and intensity is the square of the amplitude. Intensity is square of amplitude. Okay, so we can say intensity is repeatedly decreasing in the geometrically shadow region.
Hello, I am Shreya from GCW Bhiwani. Today we will discuss about diffraction at a straight edge. Suppose AB is the straight edge or obstacle, and S is the monochromatic source of light. Suppose small a is the distance between source of light and obstacle, and small b is the distance between screen and obstacle. Okay, so this is screen. We have to find the intensity at point Q, Q dash, and Q double dash. Suppose x dash is the spherical wavefront, which can be divided into fractional half period zones. Suppose P1, P2, P3, and so on. Now we have to find First we have to find the intensity at point Q dash. This region Q to Q dash, this is the geometrically shadow region. Light from the source S is obstructed by this obstacle. Okay, so this is the geometrically shadow region. If light have rectilinear propagation, then this region must be dark. No light should reach in this region. Now we have find the intensity at Q dash. Suppose this is the O. Okay, suppose this is point O. If light pass through this line, then this is the pole, and we construct half period zones around this pole. Suppose the fractional half period zone which are obstructed by this obstacle is if this is one half period zone. Okay, if only one half period zone is obstructed by this obstacle, we know the total amplitude by the complete wavefront is given by A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 and so on. Okay, this is the amplitude due to whole wavefront. If and this is equal to A1 by 2. This is equal to approximately A1 by 2. If we have all obstructed, first half period zone is obstructed by the obstacle, first half period zone A1. Okay, then we have only this, and this is negative, this is positive, and so on. And we have the effective amplitude is A2 by 2. Okay, if two half period zones are obstructed, first half period zone and second half period zone, then our series start from A3. Okay, and we have A3 minus A4 plus A5 and so on. Then their sum is equal to, the effective amplitude will be A3 by 2. Okay, if we have obstructed 3 half period zone, then our series will start from A4, and we have the effective amplitude is equal to A4 by 2 and so on. Now if our obstacle obstruct only one half period zone, then amplitude is A2 by 2, and if two half period zone are obstructed, then this is A3 by 2. If 3 half period zone are obstructed, then this is A4 by 2 and so on. This is the amplitude. If we find the intensity, then we know intensity is the square of amplitude. This is the intensity at these points. And we also know the amplitude of second half period zone is less than the amplitude of the first half period zone. I mean A2 is less than A1. A3 is less than A2, A4 is less than A3, sorry. So amplitude is continuously decreasing. So we can say in geometrically shadow region, the intensity decreases rapidly. Okay, in the geometrical shadow region, the region is not sharply dark. There is intensity, gradually decreasing intensity. Okay. Now we have find the intensity at point Q dash. Q dash is the illuminating region. Here we find the condition for maxima and minima. The intensity at Q dash depend upon how much number of half period zones are present. So we have to find the position of maxima and minima at point Q dash. For this we have to find the path difference between the rays CQ dash and AQ dash. Path difference is given by AQ dash, path difference is given by AQ dash minus CQ dash.
Okay. And we have AQ dash from this figure. AQ dash is equal to, AQ dash can be written as x square plus b square. X is the distance of point Q dash from the Q point. Okay, central point. Q is the X is the distance of the point Q from the central point on the screen. And CQ dash is equal to SQ dash minus SC CS. Okay. And we have SQ dash is equal to A plus B whole square plus x square raised to power 1 by 2. This is SQ dash, and SC is approximately equal to SA. SC is approximately equal to SA because X is very small. Practically S is very small in comparison to small a and small b. Means distance between source of light and obstacle and screen. Okay. So we can write SC is equal to approximately equal to SA. So its value will be small a. Now putting the values of AQ dash and CQ dash. In this equation we have x square plus b square raised to power 1 by 2 minus a plus b whole square plus x square is raised to power 1 by 2 and plus a. Okay. Now solving this equation, we have x square. Suppose we are taking constant values outside the bracket. Here b 1 plus x square by b square raised to power 1 by 2, and from here minus a plus b, constant values, 1 plus x square by a plus b square, okay, raised to power 1 by 2 and plus a. By solving again, we have x is very small as comparison to b and a plus b. So this ratio x square by b square is less than 1. So we can expand this expression binomially. By expanding binomially, we get b into 1 x square by 2b square minus a plus b into 1 plus x square by 2a plus b square raised to power 1 by 2 plus a. Okay. Now again solving this, we have b plus x square by 2b. Okay, by multiplying b inside the bracket. Similarly, here we have a plus b minus x square by 2 into a plus b. Okay, sorry, and this plus a. Now we have
A and B will be cancelled out, and remaining terms are x square by 2b minus x square by 2 into a plus b. Okay, here x square by 2 is common. X square by 2 is common, and we have 1 by b minus 1 by a plus b. Okay, again taking LCM, we have x square by 2 into b into a plus b, a plus b minus b. Okay, b will be cancelled out, and remaining terms are x square by 2 into a by b into a plus b. Finally, we got this result. But for n half period zone, n half period zone creates a part difference of n lambda by 2. Okay, one half period zone create a part difference of lambda by 2, and n half period zone create a part difference of n lambda by 2, and this is the path difference. We are taking into consideration n half period zone. So we can write n lambda by 2 is equal to x square by 2 into a by b into b plus b into a plus b. Okay, this is the part difference. Here x is equal to, we will find the value of x. X is equal to b into a plus b into n lambda divided by a. Okay, this is the value of x. We have constant value a plus b, and lambda is constant. A and b and also lambda are constant values. So we can put this and another constant. Let us say this is k. We have k square root of n, where k is equal to b into a plus b lambda by a. Okay, we have to put this in a. Now finally we have x is equal to k square root n. Now for maxima, for first maxima, n is equal to 1. For first maxima, n is equal to 1, then x is equal to k. Okay, x1, first maxima. For second maxima, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 2 is minima, n is equal to 3, then x3 is equal to square root of 3k. For n is equal to, for next maxima, third maxima, n is equal to 5, means x5 is equal to square root of 5k. We can see here the distance between conjunctive bright bands goes on decreasing, and similarly we can find the position for minima. For the first minima is at x is equal to 2, n is equal to 2, then we have x2. x2 is the first minima. x2 is equal to square root of 2k. This is the first minima. Second minima for n is equal to 4. n is equal to 4 is the first minima. This is square root of 4k, means 2k. Okay, next minima is for n is equal to 6. x6 is equal to square root of 6k. Okay, the distance between conjunctive minima also decreases. Okay, also goes on decreasing. Now this is the energy distribution for diffraction at a straight edge. This is the central point, Q point. Okay. This is the geometrically shadow region. In this region, the intensity goes on decreasing rapidly, but this is obstructed region. This is not sharply dark. And as we go from center point or from the Q, the intensity, first maxima find near the point Q. This is the first maxima, and this is second maxima. This is third maxima, and intensity of first, second, third, and so on maxima goes on decreasing continuously. And also we have found that the spacing between the first maxima, second maxima, third maxima means conjunctive maxima is goes on decreasing, and also distance between the conjunctive minima or dark bands goes on decreasing continuously. And at one time, we have the general illumination again. Okay, at point on the left hand side of the Q, we found the intensity gradually decreases, and at the right hand side the intensity increases, and at some distance from the Q we got the first maxima. Up to certain distance we got maxima and minima bands, diffraction band pattern. And after some time, because the distance between conjunctive maxima and minima goes on decreasing, at some point we got general illumination. Okay. The intensity at any point in the geometrical shadow region is due to wavefront above the point A. Below point A, the wavefront is obstructed by the obstacle. Hence, according to the wave theory, obstacle shadow in the path of light are not sharp, and hence rectilinear propagation of light is only approximately true.